How many times have you had a transaction fall apart due to an online discount lender? I can't tell you how many times I've prevented loan problems from happening by reviewing a prospective buyer's qualification thoroughly and by asking a few detailed questions. True story. I had a prospective buyer tell me he was approved by Quicken Loans but wanted me to run a quote for him. This client was moving from another state, wanted to buy a primary residence, and was getting a new employer. After a detailed conversation, I found out that because of his new job, his income was being reduced by $21,000 a year. The online loan officer used his current income instead of his new projected income. He had a car payment on his credit. This car payment was paid by his mother even though he signed for the loan. Because he didn't have adequate evidence that his mom was paying the car payment, per lenders, the payment must be added back into his debts and calculated as a liability. The online loan officer failed to take this into account and assumed the customer had adequate proof that he didn't pay the car payment. After calculating the new income and including the car payment, this prospective buyer could only buy half of what they were pre-approved for by the online lender. Needless to say, a thorough pre-approval process staved off a disaster and allowed the prospect time to get his car refinanced into a lower payment so that we can proceed with the loan and not have any holdups. It's your commission check and your reputation in this industry. Always have a seasoned professional loan officer review your prospect's loan approval before you get into contract. Your buyer certainly doesn't have to use who you recommend, but they should allow you to do your due diligence in making sure their pre-approval is legitimate before getting into a contract. It saves everybody in the transaction from being inconvenienced and saves your buyer from paying for home inspections and appraisals for nothing. If you don't have a professional loan officer willing to review a pre-approval that's been provided by an online discount lender, give me a call and I'll be glad to review the approval with your buyer.